If you've ever dreamed of visiting one of the world's greatest wonders, you'll want to stick around for this. In our latest adventure, we take you to the breathtaking heights of Machu Picchu. From the mysterious history of the Inca, civilization to the jaw-dropping views that surround this ancient city, we're bringing you an unforgettable journey through time. We've captured the best of Machu Picchu and we can't wait to share it with you. So grab a seat, hit that subscribe button, and join us for an adventure that will transport you straight into the heart of the Andes. I can't believe we're actually here. It feels almost surreal, doesn't it?
It really does. Photos never do it justice. There's just something about standing here in the middle of all this history.
It's like you can almost feel the echoes of the past. Imagine what life was like for the people who lived here.
Yeah, the Inca must have had an incredible understanding of architecture and nature. Look at how everything blends in with the mountains. It's as if the ruins just grew out of the ground.
And those views. I can't get over how this place is surrounded by such dramatic mountains. No wonder it stayed hidden for so long.
It makes you feel so small, but in the best way. Standing here, it's like all our worries feel insignificant.
Exactly. I feel like I'm part of something so much bigger. This place is a reminder that there's so much out there beyond our little world.
I'm glad we get to share this moment together. It's something we'll never forget.
Neither will I. Let's just stay here for a little while longer. I don't think I'm ready to leave just yet.
Agreed. We've come all this way. Let's soak it all in. Maybe we can even find a quiet spot to sit and just listen. Imagine the stories these stones could tell.
And then, maybe we can take a photo to remember this exact feeling, though I know it's impossible to capture.
A photo won't capture it, but maybe it'll remind us, and that's good enough for me.
Standing here, surrounded by these mountains and ancient terraces, I feel like we've stepped back in time. Can you imagine what this place was like when the Inca were here, bustling with life?
It must have been incredible. People working in the terraces, priests performing ceremonies at the temples, and maybe even the Sapa Inca himself walking these very paths. They built all of this without the tools or technology we have today. Just pure human ingenuity and determination.
And respect for nature. Everything feels like it's in harmony with the landscape. It's as if they were working with the mountain rather than against it. They even had a sacred connection to it, didn't they?
Yes, the mountains were like gods to them, the apus. They believed the spirit of the mountain protected them. I read that each region had its own sacred peaks, and Machu Picchu itself was likely a ceremonial site. It's incredible to think that each of these stones might have been placed with reverence and intention.
And look at how tightly these stones fit together. There's no mortar, yet they've lasted through earthquakes and centuries of weather. They must have known exactly how to shape each stone to fit perfectly with the others.
They even staggered the stones so they would absorb the shock of earthquakes. It's like they had some advanced understanding of physics. And the way they irrigated these terraces, it's impressive. They managed to grow enough food on these steep slopes to sustain their people.
They were ahead of their time. The terraces prevented erosion, and they used aqueducts to bring water from natural springs. Just think of all the trial and error that must have gone into perfecting that system.
They had to be efficient with the resources they had. And their Mita system of shared labor, everyone contributed, whether it was building roads, farming, or working on state projects. It was all about community and collective effort.
It's such a different mindset. Today we think so much about individual achievement, but for them, it was all about the good of the empire. Even their tax was in labor, not money. And they didn't have a written language, no scrolls or books, but they recorded everything with those quipu knots. It's fascinating.
The quipu system is such a mystery. Just strings and knots, yet they used it to keep track of census data, agricultural records, and maybe even stories. There's so much we still don't understand about.
And it all just disappeared after the Spanish came. It's heartbreaking to think about how much knowledge was lost. Religious beliefs, cultural practices, even their history. The Spanish saw their customs as pagan and tried to erase them.
But the culture lives on. The language, Quechua, is still spoken here. And modern Andean people still celebrate the Inti Raymi festival, honoring the sun, just like their ancestors did. The Incas may be gone, but their spirit isn't.
I feel it too. The mountains, the ruins, even the air. there's a sense of something ancient that remains. I feel like they're inviting us to remember them, to carry a piece of their story with us.
Being here with you makes it all the more special. It's like we're walking through history together, honoring a civilization that, despite everything, still endures.
I'll never forget this. These terraces, the stones, and the feeling of standing in a place that was once at the heart of the Incan world. It makes me want to learn even more, to dive deeper into their history.
We should. And one day we can share what we've learned with others.
Oh yeah, this is the posing time. Oh, watch out!
Let's go, get in.
Get in, Chloe, get in.
Yeah.
Everyone get in, get in.
Thanks. Thank you. No, it's good for you.
How do you feel, man?
I feel fucking great.
He's one of the best photographers.
Oh.
So, everyone pay him $20.
Yes.
One picture.
Just because.
One picture, $20.
Yeah, one picture. I'm gonna take 50 pictures.
One 360 view, $100. Video memory.
Yeah, fuck yeah, dude.
Ooh.
Oh my god.
Watch out, watch out. Look at that shot.
Oh, that's dope. Yeah.
Yes, it does.
Let's go.
Serious. We need the full body. That one's so yeah, literally.
Somebody's coming there.
Okay, thank you so much.
How do you feel?
I'm marked on the page.
Good, so good. It's so beautiful.
It's great, no? A lot of photos,
So crazy.
a lot of selfies.
Yeah, it's so good.
How much March could a peach peach if a peach could peach
Good chew boss.
if a peach could pooch
He's the good.
some gooch.
Pooch some gooch, though, that's what's up. Pooch on a gooch. Woo, what a sight. What a fucking sight.
How much March could a March peach pooch if a peach March could
Chew pooch.
pooch?
Yeah, there you go. Slay.
Bridge with the homie boy, Inca boy.
Inca boy. Yeah, watch out.
How much March can a peach March pooch if a mooch March could
Pooch. Ooh.
pooch gooch? Okay, I'm a fan of pooch and gooch over Marching some pooch.
No. Chewing some pooch.
Oh wow, this view is insane. This is sick.
Another one. Smile.
This is the best view.
Yeah. Looks like we gotta restart, bro. We gotta restart. Round 2 is about 3, my bro.
Sorry, Richard, you got to get How much March could a March?
Alrighty.
Wow, that's
This place, it's meant to be remembered not just by us, but by everyone who walks through here. It's a reminder of what people can accomplish when they work together and respect the world around them.
One place.
You're right. And for now, let's just soak it all in. I want to remember every detail. The cool breeze, the sound of the wind, the way the mountains embrace this place. It's like they're whispering their secrets to us.
Then let's sit for a while. We have all the time in the world to listen. It's hard to imagine the kind of power the Sapa Inca must have wielded to command the creation of a place like this. Every stone seems like it's placed with purpose, as if even the land itself obeyed him.
The Sapa Inca was more than just a king. He was like a living god. They believed he was a direct descendant of Inti, the sun god. I guess that made him almost untouchable in their eyes. It must have made people feel so secure to have someone they saw as a divine protector. And I heard Pachacuti was the one who built Machu Picchu. He wasn't just a king, but a visionary, transforming the kingdom of Cusco into an empire.
Exactly. He didn't just expand territory. He expanded their worldview. Under his reign, the empire went from a small kingdom to a force that stretched across the Andes. Can you imagine the influence he had? To unite so many diverse cultures under one rule?
It's incredible, but I wonder how much pressure they must have felt. They had to be warriors, priests, and statesmen all at once. And the Mita system, that was brilliant. They had people work for the empire as a form of tax, and in return, the empire took care of them.
Oh my god.
I'm the next one.
The rope is there.
Yes, and that weakened them right before the Spanish arrived. It's sad to think that a family conflict led to the downfall of such a great civilization. Atahualpa was so focused on defeating his brother that by the time he met Pizarro, the empire was vulnerable.
It's a reminder that even the strongest empires have cracks. But imagine what they left behind. These terraces, these walls, this is more than just stone. It's their legacy. And even though they're gone, their spirit remains.
I read that they mummified the Sapa Incas after they died, and their mummies were treated like living beings, consulted during important decisions. They really believed their kings continued to guide them, even in death.
And each Sapa Inca's estate stayed in his family, managed by his descendants. That meant every new king had to create his own wealth and power base. It kept them constantly expanding and innovating. I think it's amazing how they balanced power with tradition.
And it's so respectful. They didn't just build over what came before, they honored it. I feel like standing here, we're part of that, even if just for a moment. These ruins hold more than history. They hold stories, lives, and a glimpse into what it means to belong to something greater.
I'm grateful we get to share this. It's one thing to read about it, but standing here, surrounded by their world, you can almost hear the whispers of the past.
It's like they're reminding us of their strength, their unity, their reverence for life. We'll carry that with us, won't we?
Absolutely. And one day we can tell others about what we felt here. The Inca may be gone, but as long as people remember, they're never truly lost. It's like we're helping keep their story alive.
Then let's take a moment to just listen. Maybe in this quiet, we'll feel something they left behind. It's hard to believe that a civilization so advanced in engineering and agriculture also had such intense rituals. I mean, the idea of human sacrifice is difficult to comprehend.
Yeah, the Capacocha ritual is particularly haunting. They would sacrifice children to appease the gods or bring blessings. To us, it sounds brutal, but to them, it was an honor. They believed those children would live forever with the gods.
I read that they usually sacrificed children from noble families, and sometimes from different regions of the empire. I wonder if it was a way to show loyalty to the Sapa Inca and the gods. But can you imagine what the parents must have felt?
It's unimaginable, but maybe they saw it differently. If you believe that your child would become divine, that might change how you feel. They didn't think of death as an end, but as a transition, especially if it meant they'd protect the empire from harm.
And it wasn't just people. They sacrificed llamas and other animals too. It feels like they had this constant need to give back to the gods, like everything they had was borrowed from them.
Exactly. They had this deep sense of reciprocity with the divine. Everything was connected. People, animals, the earth, the mountains. It's why they performed so many offerings to Pachamama and the apus, the mountain spirits.
Those mountains were like gods themselves. They saw them as protectors and spiritual guardians. And here we are, just looking at them as beautiful scenery. To the Inca, these mountains were alive.
That connection to nature was woven into everything. Even their biggest festival, Inti Raymi, was all about celebrating the sun. They would gather to pray, dance, and sacrifice to honor Inti. And the Sapa Inca would appear as if he were a god himself.
It's fascinating how they treated their kings, even after they died, mummifying them and then bringing them out for rituals. They genuinely believed those mummies still had power. Can you imagine consulting a mummy for advice on running the empire?
It seems bizarre to us, but it shows how much they valued their ancestors. They weren't just memories, they were active participants in the present. It's a way of staying connected to their roots.
And the shamans too, they weren't just healers. They were spiritual guides. They used everything from coca leaves to animal entrails to interpret the will of the gods. It's like they were constantly searching for signs and guidance from the divine.
It makes you think about how different their worldview was. They didn't separate the spiritual from the everyday. Everything was sacred, and everything had meaning. Even illness was seen as a spiritual imbalance that needed to be set right.
Standing here, it's like you can almost feel those layers of belief. They built this place with a sense of purpose, each stone laid with reverence. It makes you wonder how they'd view us if they could see what we've become.
They'd probably think we're disconnected. They had such a deep respect for the world around them, even if some of their practices seem harsh. They believed they were part of a larger whole, that their actions had real consequences in the spiritual realm.
Maybe that's something we can take away from this place. Not the rituals themselves, but the idea that everything we do is connected, that our actions matter, not just to us, but to the world around us.
I agree. There's something powerful in that idea. Even though we don't practice their rituals, we can still learn from their reverence, their respect for nature, and their belief in something greater than themselves.
Let's carry that with us. A reminder to respect the world, to honor the past, and maybe to find a little more meaning in the everyday.
Sounds like a plan. And for now, let's just keep exploring. Who knows what other secrets these stones might reveal?
Look at how perfectly these terraces are built. The Inca were brilliant engineers. It's amazing how they managed to farm in such a steep, mountainous region.
I know, right? They didn't just plant crops anywhere. They carefully planned it out. They even developed thousands of potato varieties, which we still have today. And have you heard of chuño? They freeze dried potatoes to store food for years.
I didn't know that. And to think, they did all this without a written language. They recorded everything with quipu knots. It's like they had their own form of data storage.
I've read that some people think quipu might even be a type of binary code. We're still not entirely sure how to decode them. It's like they left behind a mystery we're just beginning to unravel. The Inca really knew how to connect their empire. They even built suspension bridges made of grass ropes to link remote areas. Some of those bridges lasted for centuries. They understood the landscape so well.
Their relationship with nature was so deep. The mountains, the rivers, they saw them as sacred. And their astronomical knowledge was impressive too. They tracked the stars and built observatories. The Intihuatana stone here at Machu Picchu was used to tie the sun during the solstice.
They had such a spiritual connection to everything. And they also had rituals we'd find shocking, like human sacrifices. They saw it as a way to honor the gods. Imagine believing that offering a child would bring divine protection.
It's so hard to wrap my head around that. But they really believed those children would become guardians for the empire. It wasn't just about death. It was about a connection to the afterlife. Even their rulers were mummified and consulted after they died.
They believed the Sapa Inca's spirit continued to guide the empire. It's incredible to think they would bring the mummies out during festivals and even feed them. To them, the past and present were intertwined.
And they didn't even have the concept of ownership like we do. Land and resources belonged to everyone. The empire managed everything through a barter system and the maitia labor tax. Wealth was communal, not concentrated in the hands of a few.
It sounds almost utopian. They made sure everyone had what they needed, but at the same time, there was very little personal freedom. It's a completely different way of thinking about society.
There's so much we could learn from them, though. Their respect for nature, their communal approach, even their water management. They built aqueducts that still work today. It's as if they planned for everything to last forever.
It makes you wonder how they'd view the world today. We have so much technology, but sometimes we're disconnected from the basics, like the land beneath our feet.
You're right. Standing here, I feel like I'm connected to something ancient, something that goes beyond us. The Inca left behind more than just ruins. They left a legacy of wisdom and respect for the world.
I think that's what makes this place so special. It's not just about the structures or the views. It's about the spirit of the people who built it. They left us a reminder of what it means to truly live in harmony with our surroundings.
I feel so lucky to be here, to walk where they walked, and to try to understand their world, even if just for a moment. It's like they're still here, whispering their secrets to us.
How was the impression of the mirror? Do you think
Pretty
it's
immaculate. I mean,
miracle?
It was really a mirror into myself.
It's
It was
advanced
a profound
engineering.
spiritual experience.
Yeah.
I feel like it was more of an energetic mirror.
Yeah, mirror. So you see the future,
yes.
Yeah.
like
I
in
was pretty emotionally overwhelmed,
Yeah.
spiritually enlightened,
yeah.
and
Right.
physically drained.
Maybe you
by it.
can try.
මට යන්න දෙන්න හිත අරන් මේ හීන දුර අරන් ඔබ සෙව්ව ජීවිතේ තියන් මම යන්නේ මං අරන් ළඟ ඉන්න තැවුම් පණ දෙන්න කෙනෙකු ලැබෙනකම් පෙම් ලොවේහි මිහිමිමන්.
2 seats, please. We need 2.
Only one seat left on this bus.
Wait, what? We have tickets. There should be 2 seats.
We've got 2 tickets here. We need to stay together.
Sorry, only one spot. You can wait for the next one, but it can't guarantee 2 seats and the tide.
But we need to get back. We can't split up now. Isn't there something you can do?
Listen, we've been waiting here for a while. We're not asking for special treatment just to board the next bus together. Can you help us out?
Fine, you can both wait for the next bus. Ella, make sure there are 2 seats.
Thank you. Really, we appreciate it. Thank you for that. I was ready to lose it back there.
I know, but we made it through. I wasn't about to leave you behind.
You always know how to keep calm, even when I can't. I don't know what I'd do without you.
We're in this together no matter what. That's not going to change. Hey there! If you loved this video, wait until you see what we've got coming next. Trust me, it's packed with even more adventures and hidden gems from our travels. And don't forget to subscribe. We've got so much more coming up, and believe me, you don't want to miss any of it.
Exactly. Hit that subscribe button and don't forget to turn on notifications. That way, you'll be the first to join us on our next journey.
And if you're curious about what's coming up, check out this video right here. We've lined up some surprises you won't want to miss.